Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Sounak. I am the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all in the 83rd meeting of Phoenix Toastmaster Club. Let's begin with the mission statement of Toastmaster International. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. So, there are few ground rules to be followed during the meeting, which are: please turn off your mobile phones or keep them on silent mode, even the messages, to avoid any kind of disturbance. We don't talk about sex, religion, and politics during the meeting. Please enter and exit during the applause only. So with this, let me welcome our presiding officer, our all-time favorite Toastmaster Aditya, to carry forward the meeting.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sounak, for taking up this role. And anyways, you will be the sergeant in town, so it's a good practice for you to do. So, excellent start to the meeting. Thank you so much. So, once again, I welcome you to the 83rd meeting of Phoenix Toastmasters. And today it's a very different meeting. The meeting is in sync with the theme, and what has happened in the past is in sync with what has been happening. The theme of the meeting is setting goals. And we have set goals as our club has achieved 9 DCP goals. So I would like to congratulate all the members for doing an excellent job, including Deven, Umashankar, Rahul, who will be joining us soon, as well as the members from other clubs who played an important role in getting us to this. So we have set a goal, but we have more goals to set as the new EC will take effect from next week and we will be installed today by our AD. Before that, I would like to welcome our new members. So I would like to welcome Mohan as a member. Sachin Malik is back. Toastmaster Paritosh has joined us this week along with Disha. So I would like to welcome all the new members and hope that you have an excellent time in this club and you're able to exercise all the goals that you have set. As I said, it is in sync with what is going to happen over the next 6 to 12 months. Now, we also have a couple of guests. I see guest Omkar, guest Kusum. So if you can tell us about yourself and how did you know about Toastmaster? Let's start with guest Kusum.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
This side Kusum. Actually, I just learned about the Toastmaster around 6 months before. But recently, I just spoke with one of my friend Rahul Sharma, and he suggested me to join this group. And as I was feeling a little bit hesitations in speaking in public, and he just told me if you join this group, you will feel a lot of improvement in yourself, and it will be very beneficial for you. So this is the first time I'm joining this group. I hope I will achieve whatever feelings I'm having right now with this group. I think that's okay
Thank you
for
so
today.
much. Then we have guest
Thank you.
Omkar.
Hi everyone, myself Omkar.
You can come on camera. Yeah.
Hi Aditya, hi. Myself Omkar. I joined this group because I am hesitation from English. I could not speak English from people when I speak from many people in front of me. That's it. And know about nothing, sir. But that's it.
All right, welcome. Hope you have a great meeting. We are also joined by guest Archit. Archit, if you'd like to talk through us, how did you know about Phoenix and what are your expectations from the club?
Good morning, sir. Actually, my father told me about this club. He asked me to join this because he said that it would be beneficial in the future. So I decided to join because in this lockdown, it is a good way to avoid the boredom too. so I could learn better. Thank you.
So let's move forward. Meera is also a guest. So Meera, welcome to the meeting.
Okay, thank you, sir. I am Meera Soni, and I came to know about this app by my friend Manasi, and she told me that if you join this group, then you can speak fluently and you will be get rid of your agitation by speaking with other people. And I am more agitated agitation speaking and some in front of other people.
Thank you so much. And Himanshu, what about you? Welcome to the club.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good morning, everyone.
Good
So
morning.
I am Manshu. I got to know about Toastmasters from Facebook actually, but I think it's the right time to join now. I attended one session offline as well, but I feel now there is a flexibility of attending the meetings online, so it saves the time to commute, right? So that's why I think it's the right time to join.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're also joined by our versatile member Kavita. Kavita, welcome to the meeting while in transit.
Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Kavita this side from Toastmasters of Delhi, and I am looking forward to attend the meeting. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, enjoy. We also have SG Biswas. Welcome to the meeting. He's connected. All right. You're also joined by a guest, SG Biswas. Please tell us about yourself and how did you know about Toastmasters? You there? Okay, no issues. Well, before I give the stage to the anchor of the meeting, the most important person, as I said, he's the director. I would like to also acknowledge that one of our members is now officially an area director. She was installed yesterday. So let's give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Mansi. And we'll also be joined by Rahul in some time as he's also the area director. So I think that's enough of me as the presiding officer. I will be back in the final section, but now let's set some goals and give the stage to the anchor of the day, the versatile and the VP membership elect, Toastmaster Tanweer. Over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Tanweer, my name is Tanweer, and good morning, everyone. As we know, today's theme is goal setting, right? And I think this is a little bit fancy jargon nowadays. Everyone is just reading about goal setting here and there and everywhere. If you read newspaper, if you visit social media, if you Google somewhere, you will find this particular word, goal setting, more common than it was previously. But what is common now? I'll discuss about goal setting in brief in this particular today's meeting. I'm a TMOD, Toastmaster of the day. I will conduct this meeting from now till the end. I will discuss all the components which is very important to discuss and consider before setting any goals. There are good saying that, whatever you wish and aspire in your life, you will have to pay some price in return. Very few people understand this exactly what price that they are asking or looking for. So without delaying anything, there are good saying about goal setting is this should be smart. I just want to know if anybody can answer this smart meaning. What does smart meaning? Most of us actually know.
Sustainable, measurable, attainable, time bound, and realistic.
Exactly. Thank you, General Evaluator. So as Aditya mentioned, it's smart. And if people say since childhood, we say to the appreciator like, be smart, be smart. That notion in our brain inbuilt from childhood that be smart. And after a few years, when we go to the college, when we go to the school, when we work, we go to work, then we got to know what exactly smart means, isn't it? So I'll discuss about these brief jargon and in real life how it works and what price we need to pay in return that we wish to achieve in life. So it is said that everyone has some current situation, some ideal situation in life. If you want to move from your current situation to your ideal situation, you'll have to ready to pay. You'll have to be ready to pay that particular price that is needed to achieve that particular ideal goal in your life. For example, in Toastmaster, we have certain goals. We, Toastmaster, before joining, we have certain goals why we want to join. We want to improve public speaking. We want to be a good leader. We can practice that leadership skills on ground. Reality, what is happening in real. So this is a goal that before joining or as a guest, we intend to have in our brain why we want to join Toastmaster. Why this is the best thing? Because we have some certain goal which we need to improve, isn't it? So I'll discuss all the bits in this particular meeting. Just want to say one line which is very good, saying that the people who has goal setting in their mind, they can achieve their goal faster, within time limit, and very sustainable manner. So I would like to call today's general evaluator, one and only, who is the author, speaker. He runs post podcast, none other than our loved one, TM Aditya.
Thank you so much, Tanweer, for that introduction. And to add to his, so as the meeting structure, the meeting is divided into 3 sections. As Tanweer said, he is a TMOD. That means he will be taking care of the prepared speeches. I will be taking care of the general evaluation section, and our president-elect, Toastmaster Deven, will be taking care of the table topic section. But as a GE, what is the general evaluation? Evaluation is the breakfast of champions. This is the most critical section of any Toastmasters meeting. You must have heard this time and again, that the most critical section, and it's been repeated so often that it almost gets boring. But that's the way it is. That's the goal that is set. There is a goal for each and every evaluator, from the speech evaluators to the supplementary evaluators to the general evaluator. We come with a specific goal, that why are we here and what are we going to do. Now I have my A team with me. I won't be doing this role alone. I have a set of very experienced and new members who will be taking up this role, who have done an excellent job so far in their previous roles they have taken up. A couple of them are debuting in the specific roles, and they are my A team. So I'm the general and they are my lieutenants. So let's start with my first lieutenant. It's Grammarian Toastmaster Akashdeep.
Thank you, General Writer. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today I am playing a role of Grammarian. So as a Grammarian, I have to just note each and every things in the meeting related to the grammar, like good usage of grammar words, vocabulary, and the misusage of words. Along with that, as a grammarian, so I have a word of the day and the idiom of the week. I have to give that. Like the first word of the day is that indispensable. That means unavoidable, important, necessary. For example, mobile has become indispensable part of our life. That is, and for idiom of the week is a flash in the pan. That means like you can say something to someone is a flash of pen if they are popular or become effective for a short span of time. For example, like many people start their entrepreneurships is not just a flash of time. That means more and more people quit their jobs and doing their own startups these days. So at the end of the, I hope you will use this word as much as, or idiom of the week, as much as you can in your speeches, and the listener in the audience will give them thumbs up to them on the word of the day and the idiom of the week that is indispensable and flash in the pan. And over to you, Toastmaster, and I will send my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
So much, Akashdeep. As I said, the general evaluation section is indispensable, and the reports are no flash in the pan by the respective evaluators. My second lieutenant is Toastmaster Shivansh, who took up this role at the 11th hour. So let's give him a huge round of applause and welcome my second lieutenant, Toastmaster Shivansh.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for the stage. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. As a timer, I will time the table topics, speakers, formal speeches, and evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. Table topic speakers should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. Those giving speeches should limit their remarks to specific speech times. Icebreaker speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. At 4 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 5 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 6 minutes, I will raise the red card. We have the second speech we have today is timed at 8 to 10 minutes. So at 8 minutes, I'll be showing the green card. At 9 minutes, I'll be showing the yellow card. And at 10 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. I'll be sharing my report in the general evaluation session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shivansh. And now let's also welcome another indispensable member of the evaluation team. This member will make sure that you listen to each and every speaker, and this member will ask questions. He is the listener. Let's welcome TM Sounak, who will be debuting as the listener for this meeting. Over to you, Sounak.
Thank you, my general evaluator, and good morning to all. Today, I will be playing the role of listener because having listening skill is as much as important having a good speaking skill. To be a good speaker, you have to listen also. So today, I will be preparing some questions based on useful and interesting facts delivered by all the contributors in the meeting. And at the end of the meeting, I will ask those questions thoroughly. On that note, I will be checking how much you are paying attention to this meeting. And I will also check your attention to detail. So I expect your good involvement in this meeting. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Shivansh. And last but not the least, another important role player who will take care of the crutch sounds, the filler words. Let's welcome another debutant, Toastmaster Bhushan, as the R counter.
Hey, hi, very good morning, and thank you, Toastmaster and General Evaluator Aditya. So, hi, very good morning, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, and the guest. Today, I am going to play a role for a counter role. And the purpose of this counter role is to note word and the sound that are used as a crutch and pauses filler during your session and the meeting. So when you speak, during this meeting, I will be listen and note for overused word, filler word, and the repetitive words. So like the overused word is like and, well, but, so, and you know, like the filler word is home and here. And the repetitive word, when you repeat the word and the phrases, I will be note down it. The end of the meeting, I will be repeat the number of times that each speaker and their expression. So thanks, and over to you, Toastmaster Aditya.
Thank you so much, Bhushan. And this ends my section. I will be back in the third section after the prepared speeches and the table topic section. And now I would hand back the stage to our anchor and our director, Toastmaster Tanweer.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. As we know, the goal setting is very important in our life, and it's way forward of life. What does it mean? Without goal, you just go live your life without having any intention. So if you set some goal, it gives you a motivation. Once you get motivated, you try your best to get out of the best, whatever you wish to aspire in your life. This is a prepared speech. Our first Toastmaster, first speaker is Ginny. She is having her first icebreaker speech. When I asked her about goal setting, she said, goal setting is a step-by-step process jotted down to achieve a particular goal. Goal is not only include professional, but it should be balanced in the aspects of one's life. As we know, first most stable structure is triangle. It's triangle shape. The three corners include family, friends, and profession. Goal should be directed to grow in all three directions. Before inviting Ginny to give her speech, I would like to invite her speech evaluator, TM Sachin. TM Sachin will share his speech detail. Back to TM Sachin.
Good morning, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, General Evaluator, and TMOD Tanweer. Today, I'm going to evaluate Toastmaster Ginny's first speech from the Competent Communication Manual. The speech aims at the following three objectives. Number one, to introduce herself. The speaker would introduce herself. Number two, to begin to conquer the fear of public speaking in front of a larger group. And number three, to be able to provide a list of her strengths primarily. And if there are weaknesses, she could list them as well, but they'll be taken with the spirit of improvement. So with these objectives, TM Ginny is going to provide her first speech. And I congratulate TM Ginny in advance for her first speech. And I ask her to be confident and come forward with a speech. I'm just trying to pull out her objective. I'm really sorry, I don't have it right before me. The title of the speech, sorry. Okay. The title of the speech for Toastmaster Ginny today is Those who strive hard wins the race. Those who strive hard wins the race, Toastmaster Ginny. Toastmaster Ginny, those who strive hard wins the race.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sachin, for reading out her speech objective. So let's warm welcome our first prepared speech speaker with standing ovation, because this is her first speech as icebreaker. Give round of applause. So,
hello, Toastmaster, fellow member, and dear guest. As the purpose of this speech is to introduce myself, I would like to start with a quote. Those who strive hard wins the race. I was born in a small town in Jharkhand, where everyone knows everyone. I thought the whole world is like that. It's a friendly place with welcoming people, and children has a larger space to play. I was in class 1 and I was scanning through the documents of my father. Suddenly saw a signing gold medal and a certificate. That certificate was of my elder sister, who who she has won in sports competition. The certificate has a quote on it. Out of the eagerness, I asked my father, could you please explain me the meaning of this quote? My father explained, in order to succeed and overcome the hurdles of the life, you have to keep on trying and working hard. A year back then, I overcame an injuries. I had multiple numbness in my body parts. Inspired by my sister, I thought of participating in the sports competition. I tried, but I failed. I tried again next year, but alas, I failed again. I tried for the third time, and this time I came last in inter-house qualifier round. But then no one was there from my blue house to participate in the final round. I was sent to the final. I was very excited, and I told about this information to my parents and my siblings. I was encouraged by my elder brother, and he coached me. He used to daily wake me up in the morning, and he used to train me for hours. The final day came. I ran the race, and I stood third position. Standing on the winning platform made me realize that one could keep on improving, and nothing is impossible in this world to achieve. The hard work not only made me realize that one could be improving, but also made me to overcome my difficulties and injuries. I kept on practicing daily for 4 years. I won the best athlete with 5 gold medals in individual category and became school basketball team captain. We won the district championship as well. Striving hard in sports not only made me physically fit, but also helped me in developing the mind and body coordination. Board exam came near. My teacher warned my parents that I could do an average in the exam. I worked hard and surprised my teacher by securing the highest mark in my board exam. I tried for NDA. The response letter said, it's only for male. I dropped the idea and went to do on engineering in electronics and communication from a reputed university and college. I got campus placed in 2 companies in 3rd year. Recession came and my offer letter was put on hold. I waited for 3 months, but no response from the company. My dream of becoming an entrepreneur like father was becoming strong day by day. I started writing a software to overcome the difficulty which I faced on daily basis. The pressure from relatives grew. I was being questioned on my capability. This time my father came to a rescue and he showed me the path to go and get into the off-campus selection. I got selected in a French-based company after a work of 3 to 4 months of hard work and persistence. The training period started. We got trained and the first fitment test, 6 or 40 people failed. We gave the exam again and I secured. We gave the exam and secured 94%. The challenge did not stop here. The challenge did not stop here. I was promoted for 3 consecutive years, which was rare. I saw my peers preparing for MBA exam. I was interested in CAT and appeared for the CAT. In the first attempt, I got 94 percentile. But alas, I didn't get the call from top 5 IIMs. I got married and moved to NCR. Soon went to Switzerland for office assignment. I was not able to attend the CAT. In 2015, I got an opportunity to get into IIM Lucknow Noida campus, and I got selected. The challenge did not stop here. As soon as I finished my first trimester exam, I found myself carrying my first grade. I had only 2 options, either to drop and take a break and leave and return back after some time, or to complete the 4th term exam, that is first year exam, took a 20-day off and then come back. I took the difficult path. I completed my first year exam, took a 20 days off and came back to my regular batch. I completed my course on time. It's been 2 years that I've been passed out. I'm trying to live up to my dreams to be an entrepreneur. Trying to add to the country's GDP and believe that if each individual try to give their best, strive hard to succeed, and will eventually lead our nation to be the superpower. It would be appropriate, perhaps, to finish again with those words. Try and try till you touch the sky. Those who strive hard wins the race. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Speaker Ginny. It was awesome speech, and it was really motivating for all future entrepreneurs. Now we will have a 90-second Robin Road feedback. There are one recommendation and one commendations highly appreciated. I would request and encourage all the, Toastmaster member and guest, give one recommendation and one commendation. Yeah, please. Umashankar, Toastmaster Umashankar.
About the good thing, I loved the content part. The content of the speech was very good, real, and it was all filled with the real incident of her life. On area for improvement, she has a tendency to move forward and backward. That creates issue. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Umashankar. Toastmaster Paritosh.
Yeah, hi. One good thing is she was able to find that emotional connect with the audience that was inspirational, and she showed us that hard work, determination is indispensable in terms of winning and achieving the goal. And the magnitude of the stories that she's sharing is told that the success is not only a flash in the pan, but a constant result of the hard work she's putting. Just one recommendation from my side would be the modulation in terms of explaining it better so that we find that emotional connect much more with the audience.
Thank you so much, Paritosh. I would like to call Mr. Mohan. Mohan, could you please? So we just.
Thank you, Toastmaster, of the day. So recommendation is that there was a personal touch on the storyline, and she was able to explain well, and we were able to listen that carefully, and we were feeling somehow connected with the speaker. And the recommendation will be maybe from my end, because there was a lack of flow, proper flow, because she was telling her own story, so the flow should be there. And as one of these evaluators said, that there was a lack of modulation as well, voice modulation. So this can be worked upon. And because it was an icebreaker speech, then I can say this was a fantastic one. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohan. Yeah, now we have another speaker, very interesting. And yeah, as I asked him, what do you think about goal setting? He stated a very good line. I'll read his statement. Goal setting is the building blocks for planning one's progress. Goals provide direction to our day-to-day pursuits, and thus it is very important to put in serious thoughts before setting our goals. Before calling our next speaker, I would like to call his evaluator. His evaluator will his evaluator will present a speech objective in front of us. Mr. Toastmaster Umashankar.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster of the day. Good morning, everybody. Today, Toastmaster Ankit is going to deliver his project number 10 from Competent Communication Handbook. This is as part of traditional educational program. There are two types of educational program. Nowadays, it's pathways, and everybody, or most of you, are under that. But he is trying to complete the earlier path. The project 10 is about inspire your audience. And the project objectives are twofold. The first objective is to inspire the audience by appealing to noble motives and challenging the audience to achieve a higher level of belief or achievement. The second objective is to appeal to the audience needs and emotions using stories, anecdotes, and quotes to add drama. Mr. Timer, the time allotted is 8 to 10 minutes. I wish Ankit all the best for this speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. So I would like to call Toastmaster Ankit. Toastmaster Ankit, destructive performance, destructive perfectionism, Toastmaster Ankit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanweer. Before I begin, I would like to request the timer to not share his screen because my speech involves a presentation. So I will be sharing my screen. So let me begin.
All right. Understood.
All right, so can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So, thank you, Toastmaster Tanweer. Good evening, dear good morning. I'm sorry, good evening, because usually my Toastmaster meetings are in the evening. Good morning, dear Toastmasters and guests. Why such a contradictory title? Destructive perfectionism. Isn't being perfect not a great thing? Well, perfectionism is definitely great, but perfectionism has an evil twin. Let me introduce him to you. The twin is called procrastination. Before we go in deep about these twins, let me tell you a story of a generic Toastmaster. Let's call him Chintu. Chintu attended a very engrossing Toastmasters meeting. The meeting inspired him to work on his next speech. He was full of energy about what he was going to do next. He had the perfect idea for his next speech, and everything was clear at that moment. But as the day for the next meeting loomed closer, something changed. Our dear Chintu wanted his speech to be amazing, flawless, perfect, fantastic. Even though even though his vision was clear and idea solid, he kept delaying to start writing his speech. He kept telling himself, I have to do more research, gather more information, find more sources of inspiration before I start, so that my speech is really good. I have to get started. I will do it tomorrow. I have got time. And this went on, and finally came the day before the meeting, and our dear Chintu had to back out. What happened? Well, Chintu wanted his speech to be perfect, and thus he kept on procrastinating. Chintu is the perfect example of how together these twins, perfectionism and procrastination, wreak havoc upon your nerves and your work. This does not happen to Toastmasters only. It is a universal problem. It can happen to you after a client meeting when you're full of ideas and want to give a perfect delivery. Or maybe you want to start exercising and are looking for the perfect gym. Let me ask you, dear Toastmasters, has any one of you ever experienced situations like our dear fellow Toastmaster Chintu? You can raise your hand, shout yes, or give me a thumbs up emoji, whatever you please. Well, I can see some of you raising hands. I'm sharing my screen, so I can't see all of you. But because it serves the purpose of my speech, let's assume that
Yes.
most of you face this procrastination perfection loop in some form or the other. Well, dear Toastmasters, you are not alone. Millions of people are obsessed with perfectionism. This obsession makes it difficult to make a decision without wasting much time analyzing every detail. In the end, it makes you exhausted, saps up your energy and your joy. But rather than discussing those millions of nameless, faceless people, I would like to embarrass myself for your sake and tell you my dirty secret. Are you ready? Let's go. Here is a snapshot from my CC manual. And as you can see, I gave my first speech nearly 2.5 years back. I joined Noida Toastmasters Club nearly 3 years back. I'm giving my P10, Project 10 speech today. So approximately it took me 3 years to complete 10 speeches. And this is not because I'm not regular to Toastmasters meeting. I try to be very regular and take up any roles available. It is just that when it comes to speeches, I always get caught up in this perfectionism procrastination loop. Let me elaborate on what went wrong in the past 3 years. For most of my speech writing time, I laid on my bed, staring at the ceiling, trying to write something perfect for my speech, but failing every time. As a result, it took me months to come up with speeches, and that was still not perfect. But please don't judge me. I'm hypothetically assuming that all of us face this problem. But guys, you can relax. It is not just you and me. Even the big and mighty writers battle this. A famous American author called Stephen Pressfield was so frustrated with the destructive drive to be perfect, he wrote several books about it. He coined the term Pressfield resistance, a concept that illustrates that universal drive to write perfectly that he claims acts against creativity. It was first described in his non-fiction book, The War of Art, and elaborated upon in follow-up books, Do the Work and Turning Pro. Well, we have identified the problem with perfection and procrastination and conclusively established that both you and I suffer from it. And to make ourselves feel better, we have also discussed people far greater than us having the same problem. What is the solution? The solution is very simple to hear, but it is very difficult to implement. And here it is. Don't wait until your work is perfect. The real world does not reward perfectionists. It rewards people who get things done. Give yourself time in your life to wonder what's possible and make even the slightest moves in that direction. You might screw up in the process of getting things done, and it's okay. Don't beat yourself up for making a mistake or making the wrong choice. It will only lead to self-destructive behavior. It is okay to screw up as long as you are willing to try again. Remember, done is better than perfect. Go for the good enough. I can give you two mindsets that you can work on to train yourself to go with good enough instead of waiting around for being perfect. First, First, don't wait for conditions to be perfect to get started. Trust that you have everything that you need to get going on the task and that you will discover any additional resources that you need once you get started. And second, accept that it will never be perfect. Creative professionals put so much pressure on themselves to create something that is 100% perfect. But guess what? Perfectionism is unreachable. Don't wait until it is perfect. I told you that it took me 3 years to reach my project 10. However, I realized my problem sometimes 2 months back. And in the last 2 months, I have given 4 speeches. So I have gone from giving 5 speeches in 2.5 years, that is like 1 speech every 6 months, to giving 2 speeches every month. And all it took was a change in mindset. And I wish a similar mindset for all of you, my dear Toastmasters. I personally know people who joined Toastmasters 4 to 5 years ago, but have not completed any of their levels, even though they love attending the meeting. I also personally know people who became DTMs in a span of 3 to 4 years. Sadly, the count of the former is exponentially more than the latter. Everyone is waiting around to be perfect, to become the perfect speaker before raising your hand for table topics, or to write the perfect speech before you ping the Vice President of Education for a speech slot. Giving one perfect speech will not help you in becoming a perfect speaker. But giving tens of imperfect speeches, well, that's going to be so beneficial here, Toastmasters. It will help you get on the stage more often. It will help you improve your writing prowess. It will get you more feedbacks and genuine pointers to work on. And before you know it, you will become a proficient speaker. So don't wait around for Uncle Perfect. He's never going to come. Just decide upon a date when you want to give your table topic or your speech and turn upon that day, no matter how perfect or imperfect your preparation is. Because in the end, repetition leads to perfection. Whether it be gym or Toastmasters, you need to put in your reps to make progress. And this brings us to my final slides.
8 minutes green card.
Since I'm in the mood of sharing secrets, I have one more thing to tell you guys. I fell into the perfectionism procrastination loop for this speech. It was my P10 and it was my first time presenting outside my home club, so I wanted my speech to be perfect. So I kept on procrastinating until I could think of something really good to write. Every time I sat down to type out the words, it came up empty. I have sat in front of this computer for whole hours staring at the blinking metronome of my cursor, trying and trying and trying to write something excellent, something perfect, but I have failed every time. And as if by magic, it was Saturday night. I had almost decided to back out. I was thinking of some cool excuse I could use. But then I reminded myself, done is better than perfect. I need to do my P10 on Sunday in order to improve.
9 minutes yellow card.
writing a perfect speech or creating the perfect impression is not as important as putting my repetitions and getting stuff done. On cue, my soul, it coughed up the speech in few hours. And here we are. If my speech is really bad, I will give it again next week. If it is okay, I will try to do better in my next speech. But what matters to me in this moment is that my speech is done. And done is better than perfect. Thank you everyone for listening. Over to Toastmaster Tanweer.
It was awesome speech. It's very impressive. Huh? Okay, so now we have 90 seconds for our feedback. So I would like to call. Okay, the first. Yeah, please, Deven.
Okay.
Feedback.
So this presentation was very good, very well written and well explained. The only area of improvement I think is his eyes were off the camera throughout his presentation. He may be reading the script. So presentation on his personal part was not visible. So you should improve on that. What do you, TMOD?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deven. Yeah, another sure, Sachin, Toastmaster Sachin, please. One commendation, one recommendation.
Yeah, I think I had to put a feedback here, probably because this is related to visual aids and presentation. That's my core area. I've been doing presentation training from a very long time. So one commendation for speaker is that he really did make wonderful use of the visual aid, the presentation, the way it should be. And on the same thing, one recommendation is that this is from the rules of the presentation, that when you're presenting using a visual aid and you are speaking along with, then keep only one line or one title on the screen and complement that with your speech. If you have more than one line, one title on your screen, that distracts the user, because there'll be 4 lines on the screen and then there'll be a speaker speaking. So that will be a lot of distraction. Just keep it focused to one line on the screen and complement with your content that you're speaking. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sachin. Yeah. Now, as we know, we have just completed our first section, that is called prepared speech. I would like to throw a little bit light on goal setting. The price that I discussed when I started goal setting, that before setting your goal, you need to be ready to pay your price. So what price I was asking, it was something that is you are not comfortable with. As our last speaker mentioned, procrastination. This is one sort of price you need to be ready to pay. It's good for you if you really willing to improve your current situation or current life and want to reach your ideal life. So this is one prize that just came in between. It's really fortunate and it's really good one. So if you really procrastinate in your life, you won't be able to achieve your goal in your life. So ready to face these kind of challenge or prize that is needed to achieve your goal. Now we have another section that is called table topic section. For table topic section, I would like to call our elect president, Toastmaster Deven. He'll take us through this table topic master. He's a table topic chair. Deven, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanweer. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. What a wonderful theme, goal setting. Toastmaster Tanweer beautifully explained that how should we set our goal. When it comes to goal setting, there are various proverbs and adages, and I will share 2 of this with you. And you need to select one which you follow and believe the most. The one, known devil is better than an unknown angel, which means comfortable or familiar situations are better than uncomfortable and unfamiliar territory. And if you want to develop yourself, you need to come out of your comfort zone, which essentially means the opposite of adage number 1. Now raise your hand if you believe in adage number 1 more. Now raise your hand for adage number 2. I guess all the rational people will go for adage number 2. That is that in order to develop yourself, you need to come out of your comfort zone. One way of doing it is prepare yourself for the unprepared. Share your thoughts on some topic for which you have not rehearsed. And to provide this platform to you, I come with the table topic session, in which a speaker will be given a one topic on which he or she needs to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Anybody speaking for less than 1 minute will be disqualified, but we will have a 30 seconds grace period on the higher side of 2 minutes. So without much ado, let me call any volunteer who would like to go for this thing. Please raise your hand or write your name in the box. Let me start then with Toastmaster Sounak. Yeah, okay. Sounak, choose any number from 1 to 10.
2.
2. Okay. So Toastmaster Sounak, what is the one thing you want to change about yourself? What is the one thing you want to change about yourself, Toastmaster Sounak?
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Deven. The one specific thing I want to bring, I want to bring the change within myself, that is regularity. Because what I have observed, whenever you are coming into a path to achieve your goal, and whatever you are practicing, you should be regular, because regularity will bring discipline in your life, and keeping and doing a thing regularly will enhance you more. Regularity maintains your flow in the path to achieve your goal. Like for example, if you are going to gym, and when you are doing, when you are aspiring to be a bodybuilder, or when you are aspiring to be a fitness trainer or a fitness enthusiastic, you have to go to gym regularly. But after going 1 or 2 days, if you are feeling pain in your body, you seem to be lethargic, or you feel uncomfortable to carry forward to go on again to gym, because you are having body pain. But on with this pain, if you are going again to the gym, then you will have the ultimate relaxation in your muscles. So in gym, when you are going regularly, it enhances your muscle. The muscle growths are very positive, are in a very positive way. Same goes with the other prospect in life. When you are given a target, what, take example of Toastmaster. So where you are attending those meetings of Toastmasters to be a good leader, a good speaker. But in that case, you have to be regular in each of the meeting. But because in each of the meeting gives you new learning, a new inspiration from all the rest of the fellow Toastmasters. So in the each meeting, you are getting a new point to improve yourself. You are learning a new methodology from many experienced speakers in the Toastmaster. So regularity is the key thing to achieve your goal. Over to you, Toastmaster Deven.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sounak. Now, any guest who would like to volunteer? Yeah, guest Kusum. Please unmute yourself.
Yes.
Yes. Please choose any number from 1 to 10 except number 2.
Okay. Number 7.
Okay. Guest Kusum, what do you want people to remember you for? What do you want people to remember you for? Guest Kusum.
I feel people will remember me for my nature, for my honesty, and for my it's helping nature. I'm not able to explain it so much. Seriously, I just want a person should be of good nature. The nature is the thing which everyone remember after that person is it doesn't matter whether the person is here or not, but his or her nature will remain uh, for everyone for the whole life. And I prefer everyone should be honest and the hardworking also. As I feel in my at my school time, I was the hard worker. My teachers remember me because of my hard working, and for my friends, I'm very polite, and for my relatives also, I'm polite, and everyone remembers me because of my polite nature. Uh, just for today, it's enough, I feel. So I'm not able to explain it so hard.
Thank you, guest Kusum. It was wonderful. Now, any
Thank you.
Toastmaster who would like to volunteer? Yeah, Toastmaster Mohan. Yeah, Toastmaster Mohan, please unmute yourself. Please choose any number from 1 to 10, except 2 and 7.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deven. What is your favorite number?
1.
Let's go with 1.
So the topic for you is Toastmaster Mohan. What have you overcome in your life? What have you overcome in your life, Toastmaster Mohan?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deven. If I can say that what I have overcome in my life, so there are so many things, but what I can say right now as an example, and that is my fear. You will not believe, initially when I was a kid, I used to fear with the darkness, I used to fear with the some uncertainty in my life, because the way I have lived my life, that was really kind of which I cannot explain in short words right now. But there was a fear in my heart always that no matter what happens, but I should not lose my dear ones. I should not leave, lose my faith in God. Initially, as time passed, what I did, I lost my fear somehow, and I overcame those fear with the time changing. There was a time when I was, kind of very much afraid of with the situation, with the circumstances at one point of my, one point of time in my life. But what I did, I just overcame that situation, and whatever I did just because of the faith, and the faith in me, in myself, and the faith in God. And believe me, that has worked a lot. And today, whatever I am, whether I am successful or not, that will be decided by you all, by God. But I am just because I overcame with my fear, and that is something which I am still struggling. But yes, I can say that at least 50 to 60% I am not afraid of now with the adverse situation, and going on my path with the truth, with the fact that yes, we can win, and we will win. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohan. It was a wonderful take. Now it is the time to invite any guest for it. I can see guest Archit wants to participate. Yeah, guest Archit, please unmute yourself. Yes,
Yes, sir.
any number from 1 to 10, except 2, 7, and 1.
Sir, 10.
10, okay. How do you plan on accomplishing your goals? How do you plan on accomplishing your goals, guest Archit?
Okay. Thank you for the wonderful topic. Planning for a particular goal is something that is so necessary to achieve the success. When you plan the particular the process of achieving your goal, then you need to admit the various steps in the process. That is uh, uh, jotting down all the necessary elements of the process by uh, like like making a proper schedule for the thing. When you are able to exercise your schedule according to the goal you want to achieve, then the process is so smooth that you achieve your goal in less than no time. You realize the fact that when you maintain a proper schedule for the process, then it's like I'm unable to get that word.
You have covered it well.
I guess that's enough. I'm unable to speak.
Thanks. Thank you very much. Now it is the time for any Phoenix Toastmaster who has not played any role today. Disha, please unmute yourself.
Yes.
Choose any number from 1 to 10, except 2, 7, and 10. 2, 7, 1, and 10.
8.
8. Okay, Disha. So the topic for you is Toastmaster Disha. How do you deal with failures? How do you deal with failures, Toastmaster Disha?
Um, Failure is very necessary if you want to achieve something, if you want to have success in life. This is very necessary, and I will obviously get motivated with failures. I will get motivated. I will learn something, because obviously there is something. If I'm getting fail, there is something to learn. Um, um, failure is Failure is very necessary, um, and we don't have to lose our hope. Uh, we don't have to lose our hope. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Now it's the time for guest again. Any guest who would like to volunteer? Guest Vibha, please unmute yourself. Choose, yeah, right. Choose any number from 1 to 10.
5.
5. Okay. So, guest Vibha, what was your biggest mistake? What was your biggest mistake, guest Vibha?
Yeah, mistakes are there for learning new things. If you don't do mistakes, it means you will not be you will not be succeeding in your goal or whatever you want. So in my life, the biggest mistake in my life is I just respond everybody with emotions, and emotions should be part of your behavior. Not you should not let it dominate on you. So whenever I work on something, even in my office, in my workplace, or in my family, I always do things with my emotions. And here I feel I should not deal with emotions, because this thing will let me down. Thank you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Vibha. Apologies for addressing you as a guest. You have already become a member. I didn't pay attention.
No problem.
Now, next person, please. Next volunteer. Yeah, Toastmaster Mansi, you have been raising your hands for long. Okay, so just choose any number from 1 to 10, the number which has not been covered yet.
Okay. Number 9.
9, okay. So, Toastmaster Mansi, who is the one person inspired you the most? Who is the one person inspired you the most, Toastmaster Mansi?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. The person who inspired me the most, the person who has brought me to this world, my mother. Each and every step in my life, from the time that I opened my eyes, I have heard the stories from her. The moment I was about to born, it was lunchtime. There wasn't any doctor available. So she managed the show with the nurses. At every time in life, the support system and the system behind you works wonders to you as a person. Even though these things were alien to me at that point of time, but hearing the stories, how she managed the show, and also seeing through in my life at any point of time, whenever there is a hurdle, even if it is thousands miles away, she would age and go on and build up the system around me so that I never feel that heat or my fingers are not burned. I would say a gift to a child is the mother's love, treasure, and wisdom. So I'm very thankful to God that I have an amazing mother. She's rock solid and amazing person. I really wish if she could have been a Toastmaster as well. Probably in some time I'll gift her the Toastmaster membership. Over to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mansi, for this wonderful take. Any guest?
I'm sorry, we are done with the time.
Okay, we are done with the timing. Okay. So now I hand, wonderful take by all the speakers. Now I hand back the stage to our TMOD, Toastmaster Tanweer. Over to you, Tanweer.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Deven, for wonderful table topic session. It was very good and related to the topic today, the goal setting. Now I would like to hand over stage to General Evaluator for their feedback. General Evaluator Aditya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tanweer, for that excellent session, and to Toastmaster Deven for professionally handling the table topic section. Well done. Now let's get back to me and my lieutenants. So I will start. There are three parts to this section. There's the speech evaluation, the supplementary evaluators, and my evaluation of the entire meeting. So now let's start with the speech evaluation. Let's welcome our Master Blaster Sachin as the first evaluator who will be evaluating Ginny.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deven. Thank you, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters. For Toastmaster Ginny's first speech, I would like to first congratulate her. And I would want to start by saying that because for any public speaker, a constant review and feedback is indispensable. I would also want to say that at Toastmasters, for their first speech, it is indispensable that we congratulate and send her best wishes, shower her with best wishes. So I think it is very, very important. The best part about Toastmaster Ginny's first speech, I would now refer her as a speaker. The speaker's first speech was that it completely met all the objectives of the speech. It was an effective speech because for her first speech to introduce herself, number one. Number two, to conquer the fear of public speaking. She effectively did that also. And number three, to share her strengths and weaknesses at the same time. She did it beautifully through a way of storytelling. She took us into her world, and her title, which could have been said more like, so I said it verbatim, but it was those who strive hard win the race. So we'd be saying wins the race, so I'm sorry for that. So for her title, that particular theme she had been constantly bringing back through her different phases of her life that she had been sharing with us. The best part about first speech for any speaker is at Toastmasters is that it is about yourself. So it is convenient, it is easy for you to share your story and come confidently because you know about it. And the speaker did leverage that. She had a constant smile on her face throughout. She told us that hard work is indispensable and kept bringing it again and again, and that we have stopped being hard on ourselves these days, that I also believe. And it appeared through her speech on a camera also that she did maintain eye contact, though those are not the primary objective of the speech, but it was an influencing speech throughout. Starting from her first speech, there are definitely a lot of scope of improvement, but I would just say a few of these. Number one, that movement thing that was shared by Toastmaster Umashankar also. And number two, a slight modulation in the voice. That was the only feedback that was shared, though it is not really required for the very first speech, but she effectively completed her speech. She had been at the forefront of her courage to come up and share the speech with such a, I would say, smile, eloquence, and everything. I would congratulate Toastmaster Ginny for her first speech. Let's all together give her best wishes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sachin. The second speaker was Toastmaster Ankit, who was delivering his final project from the erstwhile communicator project module. And to evaluate him, let's call our fiery club coach, Toastmaster Umashankar.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. The first thing first. So today, Toastmaster Ankit has completed CC manual, which is a big milestone, and I would like to congratulate him. And he did that with a very good speech about the perfectionism and a rather destructive perfectionism. This is one topic where I can also relate. In my education, I was a good student, and in my corporate life, I also used to be look out for the perfectionism in everything. That also meant that everything was delayed. My boss was not happy, and then I was confused what to do. But Ankit had some advice for us. The first thing first about the speech, when we look at the speech, was the visual aids or the PPT effect. In an online meeting, PPT usage is very important, and he is a master of this. The master blaster Sachin tag can be applied to Ankit as well when it comes to PPT part. And by the way, both are into the similar kind of passion. PPTs. PPT had few text, lots of white space, and animated character as well, which is a very high quality stuff for a PPT presentation. Moving on, the second step is about the audience relatedness. So most of us, everybody is, Toastmaster except few guests. So he shared that it took 3 years for him to complete his CC, and this is something which all of us can relate. At least me. I was very slow. It took 6 years for me to file my CC, although I did it 3 times. But yes, I could have relate to it. 10 speeches, 6 years. So that's how you understand the audience and give something what they know, and you can anticipate the reaction there with you. Few areas for improvement. I'll talk about minor detailing first part. So there were two aspects. One was the timer coordination. After announcing the name, speaker started doing the coordination with timer. It should have been done earlier. It saves time. It gives a better impact to the audience. Second was in PPT. In few of the slide, there was one thing: your logo or name put here. So that's a template, and this could have been removed from that. A speaker should look into this. Second aspect is about the hand gesture. So speaker was using only his face was visible, and then nothing was there. But look at the effect your hands can make. So it's a good habit to have your screen, talk to your hands, talk through your hands. It adds to the impact. The eye contact part has been already shared. It was an inspirational speech. You cannot have a speech without strong eye contact. And if you see, closely, there is some sort of reflection on my eyeglasses. So, either you set your window setting or you remove your eyeglasses. That's how your eyes will talk more. On the good part, his content was super. I really loved it, and the speech was inspirational. In summary, the good part was visual aids, audience, relatedness, superb content, and inspirational speech. On the areas for improvement, minor detailing, hand gesture, and eye contact, he did well. And congratulations to you, Ankit. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Coach Umashankar. An excellent evaluation of the speaker. But as I said, there are three parts to it. The first part is over, but the evaluators who come now are no flash in the pan, and they are as indispensable as the speech evaluators. So let's welcome my team of supplementary evaluators. First, I would like to start with Grammarian Akashdeep. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. It's pleasure to listen your speeches. And today I find out, like day by day, meeting by meeting, all grammar is on the roof. But as you know, you are on high, so I'm feeling very low to track you as a as a grammarian. So I find something like the word of the day are used by 6 times, 3 times by Aditya. That is indispensable. And Sachin by 3 times in their speech evaluation. And one more thing, Sachin, your accent of we speaker as a speaker is very excellent. And one more thing, the vocabulary are used very less, but sometimes like jargon, eagerness, and procrastinations, the very less words are used over there. So I hope it will be more for that thing. And for table topic session, I just want to recommend some like Kusum and Disha and Vibha to make some to prepare some proper sentences of the words when you speak and prepare making sentences. Work on that. And yeah, this I have done in my speech. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Akashdeep, for that excellent use of the grammarian role. Now let's move on to see whether we had crutches in our speeches or not. So let's invite our counter Toastmaster, Bhushan.
Hey, hi. Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. I have listened this part properly, and I found the Ginny has used a 4 times, Ankit used 1 times, Sachin used 4 times, and repetitive word 2 times, and other repetitive words 2 times. Akashdeep used 2 times, and Viva used 3 times and 2 times. Sounak was okay. Disha used 3 times and repetitive word I will 2 times. Guest Archit used 6 times and Paritosh used three times and Kusum used 2 times and repetitive word and 2 times. So, and again, like the Tanweer used 2 times and the Deven used 2 times So it was my evaluation about the filler words. So you may realize how the important of the filler like a counter role. It is an important role of that grammarian as a timer, which is also played as a typical Toastmaster session. By playing a role of a counter, you will notice that you will not only add value in a Toastmaster session, but also your public speaking skill is also improved. And eventually, by the delivering more and more speeches and the playing your role of playing a role of the counter, you will see the significant reduction in a number of filler words, which you make every time, like you use in a speeches. So they make you perfect when you work on it. So I think I have justified my role of the day properly, and up to you to use it simple rules and apply those in your public speaking skill. That's all for me side. Back to you, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bhushan. Now we have another important role. This evaluator will check whether you were listening to the entire meeting, how attentive you were. Did you or did you not doze off in the meeting? So everybody open your ears, open your eyes, be attentive, because Toastmaster Sounak is going to ask you some questions about the speakers in the speeches. So let me invite another indispensable evaluator, Toastmaster Sounak.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. So now I have prepared few questions. So I will be asking you that, but there are one basic rule. Whoever is willing to answer, they should raise their hand, and whoever is raising his or her hand first, he or she will get the chance to answer. So let's begin with the first question. Before Toastmaster Ginny has started her speech, her evaluator, Toastmaster Sachin, has mentioned three objectives of her speech. What were those objectives? Okay, so Toastmaster Aditya, it's your turn to answer.
All right. So the objective were to start speaking before an audience, to get the confidence to speak and explore the speaker.
The one point was missing. The second point was his speech. Second objective was to conquer the fear. Oh, it is so much, more or less related to the confidence part. Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. Now let's move to the second question. It is again related to the speech of Toastmaster Ginny. Toastmaster Ginny has mentioned about her birthplace. So where she was born. Yes, Toastmaster Umashankar has raised his hand first. Yes, please, Toastmaster Umashankar.
It's near to Ranchi. I forgot the place. Near
Yeah,
Ranchi.
You are saying the naming of the state was enough. She has mentioned the state only, though it's Jharkhand. So thank you, Toastmaster Umashankar. So, and third one is very easy. Who has started using the word of the day and the idiom of the day today first? Who has started first?
Sachin.
Now you have to raise your hand first. So Toastmaster Deven. Yes.
Akashdeep, because he was a grammarian.
No.
First of all. Your question was that.
Smart answers will not be entertained.
Then give chance to someone else.
Yeah. So Toastmaster Tanweer, yeah. Sorry, you have to unmute yourself.
General Evaluator, Mr. Aditya started.
Yes, you are right. Thank you, Toastmaster Tanweer. You are so much attentive. So there is the fourth question. While Toastmaster Tanweer was praising Toastmaster Ankit's speech, he has used two good adjectives. So, okay, now we are getting out of time. So, thank you. That was all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Aditya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sounak, for leading the listener section and letting us know that for the next meeting, everyone should open their ears and eyes and not doze off. All right. So now let's move on to the final supplementary evaluator. This individual will tell us that whether all the speakers, the evaluators, were in their time, in their allotted time. So let me invite our young member, Toastmaster Shivansh, to lead the timer section. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for giving me the stage. Right off the bat, I would like to apologize for any inconsistencies because I'm still new to this, but I've set my goals for improving on the same. So, beginning with the meeting, the Sergeant at Arms took 1 minute and 23 seconds, giving the mission of Toastmasters and the introduction to the meeting. The President took introduction of the guests and took 5 minutes and 31 seconds. The Toastmaster gave his introduction in 3 minutes and 32 seconds, and in between the speeches, he spoke for a total of 1 minute and 38 seconds. The Speaker 1, the icebreaker, the speech was given in 6 minutes and 7 seconds. The Speaker 2, the one with the time limit of 8 to 10 minutes, gave the speech in 9 minutes and 36 seconds. Then coming to the table topic session, the table topic session as a whole lasted for 15 minutes and 52 seconds. The first speaker, Toastmaster Sounak, spoke for 2 minutes and 10 seconds. The second speaker, guest Kusum, spoke for 1 minute and 6 seconds. The third speaker, Mohan, spoke for 1 minute and 52 seconds. The fourth speaker, guest Archit, spoke for 1 minute and 31 seconds. The fifth speaker, Toastmaster Disha, spoke for 48 seconds. The sixth speaker, guest Vibha, spoke for 1 minute and 12 seconds. And the last speaker, Toastmaster Mansi, spoke for 1 minute and 32 seconds. In the general evaluation session, the first evaluator, Toastmaster Sachin, spoke for 3 minutes and 47 seconds, and the second evaluator, Toastmaster Umashankar, spoke for 3 minutes and 34 seconds. The Aux-Role players had the following time limits. The Grammarian spoke for 1 minute and 22 seconds. The R counter spoke for 2 minutes and 46 seconds. And the listener spoke for 3 minutes and 11 seconds. As for me, my time is still going on. And as per the disqualifications, there were only 2 disqualifications that were the evaluators. So both the evaluators are disqualified and the rest is all intact. All right.
Thank you so much, Shivansh, for that beautiful Tanweer's role. Now it's time for the third section as the general evaluators evaluation of the entire meeting. All I can say is the meeting was near perfect except for the disqualifications which the respective evaluators and the speakers can work on. So we'll address that one by one. So let's start with the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Sounak. He is going to be the Sergeant at Arms for the next 6 months. So this was an important practice for him to see how he would fit in the role, and especially getting the role and in the last few minutes, and he did an excellent job talking about the mission of the club and the rules which were also given by our outgoing Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Prashant. So he managed to do the role to the expectation which was expected of the Sergeant at Arms. Now let's skip the president and move on to the TMOD. TMOD Tanweer, an excellent job today. He has been the TMOD before, and there is a marked improvement in him as far as talking about the theme, the goal, understanding what is required of the TMOD is concerned. My only recommendation is if you could speak more clearly, because you look like you were eating some words. If you could speak slowly, clearly, and enunciate your idea, your ideas would be reflected in the speakers. And one more thing, when I came, I talked about the structure of the meeting. So this is for all the future debutant TMODs. Talking about the structure of the meeting is very important. So try and make your script in such a manner that you talk about the structure of the meeting. If you have any questions, you can get back to me. I will help you in that. But the structure of the meeting is very important for the new guests and the new members and the guests who come for the first time to know what all is involved in a Toastmaster meeting. But overall, the theme was in sync with what is happening right now. We have goals, who said we have goals which are achieved, like DCP goals, and everybody comes to Toastmaster with a certain goal, with a certain plan. It was reflective in the 2 speeches of Ankit and Ginny, what they were expecting, and procrastination, perfectionism. So the meeting was, if the last week's meeting was growing through pain, this meeting was setting the goal through that period. So an excellent job done by the TMOD. Moving on to the table topic, the master, Toastmaster Deven. Once again, a perfect section, a good balance of guests and members, especially who did not play a role. So the Toastmaster was cognizant of the agenda and knew who all were not playing the major roles. He also called most of the supplementary evaluators. He gave a chance to the guests. He gave a chance to new members like Mohan, Desha. So the topics were also in tune with the theme, and they were also thought-provoking. So overall, Deven, nothing much to say. An excellent job. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Moving on to the supplementary evaluators and the speech evaluators, we had 2 experienced evaluators today. And what you saw was how, and this is something for the future evaluators, especially who will be evaluating for the first time. If you saw Toastmaster Sachin, he said the speaker instead of naming the person directly, because the evaluations are for every member, be it a guest or be it a Toastmaster. So instead of using the name of the speaker, you say the speaker. And then of course, Toastmaster Sachin returns after a long time. So he did an excellent job in getting out of the rustiness of being a Toastmaster and getting back in the ring and doing an excellent job as far as the evaluations are concerned. But we also got to know that the evaluator was disqualified. So if you can work on that and balance out your 2 to 3 minutes in the CRC approach, that is comment, recommend, comment, it would go a long way in getting back into the mode of being evaluator and a member. Toastmaster Umashankar, once again, an excellent job in evaluating the final speech of the competent communicator manual, talking about all the CRC approach and what is expected, especially from the presentation skills point of view. But once again, the member was disqualified. So if you can work on that part, it will go a long way in establishing you. Moving on to the supplementary role players. At this time, all of them were debutants. Grammarian Akashdeep has played the role of the R counter before, so an excellent job as the grammarian. But if you can talk more about how one can improve their skills, you have time. If you see the green card and you think you're finished with the report, but you still want to give some tips, please add tips. Please modify your script accordingly as you can. So good, keeping a tabs on the word of the day, and excellent, and the word of the day was something which everybody could use. It was simple yet effective yet in sync with the meeting. Our counter Toastmaster Bhushan, another great job as a debutant. So please give him a round of applause for taking up this role. He has taken other roles, but this is the first time he's taking up this role. So wonderful. Understanding the role, getting into the depth of it, great job. Shivansh, the biggest applause goes out to Shivansh because just half an hour before the meeting, I asked him to play the timer because our other timer I was not able to contact the other timer. So he took up the role and he has done an excellent job so far. He understood the script, understood what was needed of each speaker. Great. Listener TM Sounak, excellent questions. Questions which were out of the box. Asking what the objectives were, that is something which has never happened before. So continue the good job. Overall, an excellent meeting. All the supplementary evaluators, speakers, anchors did a wonderful job in this. Let's continue this quality forward. All I want to say is the individuals who were disqualified, keep your speech in that time limit. But apart from that, nothing much to say about the meeting. Everything was perfect, starting on time, ending on time, every anchor knowing what to expect from them. With this, I end my evaluation. Now I hand back the stage to our director, our anchor, the TMOD Toastmaster, Tanweer.
Thank you so much.
Sorry to interrupt. Real quick, I just want to revise the disqualifications. There were 2 more disqualifications that I missed. One was in the table topic session. The 5th speaker, Toastmaster Disha, spoke for 48 seconds, so she is also disqualified. And the grammarian spoke for 1 minute and 22 seconds, so he is also disqualified. That's all.
Thank you so much, Timer, and thank you so much, General Evaluator. Now this is time to conclude my theme. Well, I would like to inform one thing. Most of the time we decide our goal and we just target that last mile we want to achieve. Rather, we forget the journey that we need to walk. So in entire goal setting process, you just need to keep 2 things constant in your head. One, the journey that you are walking through and the destination that you want to go. You should enjoy the journey so that you will be happy during the journey, and at the end when you reach, you will feel accomplished. If not, don't blame yourself that you didn't try. Rather, you should enjoy, at least you have tried well and you didn't achieve. Over the period of time, we always appreciate the end, the destination, the achievement, the medal. We forget the journey that we walking throughout the time to achieve that particular end goal. So in this particular goal setting journey, I would encourage everyone, if you have any thought of setting goals, enjoy the process, because that matters the most. At the end, when we reach there, it's too late to enjoy that particular moment. So I would like to hand over the stage to our president, Toastmaster Deven, to conclude.
Well, Aditya will do the honors because officially he is the president for today.
Before we go to the installation ceremony, I am calling or we're going to start with the votes. I'm going to just hold on. Shivansh, I will have to remove you from the co-host. All right, you can vote.
All right.
Just let me know if the voting is visible to everyone. I need 23 votes. All right. Is it visible? Just give me a show of hands.
Yes, yes.
Is it visible to everyone? Because there is no best speech evaluator. All right.
Guys, the timekeeper Krishna Kant is actually timekeeper Sounak. So please vote according to that.
It's timekeeper. Sorry, Shivansh. I changed that. No issues. Sorry.
Let it be like this. We have announced it. Yeah.
It's actually the timekeeper will be Shivansh. I have 10 votes. Four more votes needed. 3.
Guys, one last call. Otherwise, Aditya, we can end.
I need 2 more. Can we just have it? Then we can move on. And we have 1 more voting.
That's it.
Should I end the vote?
Yes, you should.
Okay, so it's time to end the poll. And now I'll share the results. All right. So the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Ankit. Well done. The best supplementary evaluator goes to timer Shivansh. Prashant and Akashdeep, please note it will be timer Shivansh. All right. The best anchor was a close call, but it goes to Toastmaster Tanweer. Well done. The best table topic speaker goes to our area director, Toastmaster Mansi. So with this, I end the meeting, and now I give the stage to our area director, Toastmaster Shrey, to carry forward the installation ceremony.
Thank you so much, Aditya. Just allow me 1 second. All right. So I'm really pleased to be a part of this ceremony. And before I proceed, I just want to have a raise of hands of all the EC members. How many of you are doing this role for the very first time? The new EC members. You can just raise your hands. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. Majority. Really, Aditya, you are also doing the EC role for the very first time?
The EC group.
The EC role.
Not the role, not role.
I said EC particularly.
No.
All right. So I'm just going to share my personal experience of being in EC. The first time I was in EC, it was probably 5 years back now. And I was 19 years old at that time. I was in second year of my college, and the biggest lesson which I personally learned by being in the EC for the very first time, that the biggest thing that an individual can learn by being in EC is people management. So I feel that the all the EC members who are doing this role for the very first time, the role will give you a great opportunity to learn how to manage people. There would be conflicts, there would be a lot of things, but what matters is that as a team, how you resolve and take the club forward. So without further ado, before I install the new EC members, I would request if all the current EC members can just raise your hands. The current EC members. Okay, we have 4. All right.
Current.
Current as in who are outgoing of the of previous term. Yes. So with a lot of respect, let us everyone give them a big round of applause for all their efforts. So I still remember that how tough it was to get Phoenix what it is today, and kudos to Rahul and the all the EC members who have taken it forward and taken the lead to revive this club. Now the new EC has a very huge responsibility of maintaining the streak and taking the club to a even better height. So with this, I'm here to install the new club officers of Phoenix Toastmaster Club. I will briefly state their responsibilities and to remind them of the challenges that lie ahead. Their collective challenge is to make the club one of the best in Toastmasters International. This will involve the members achieve their goals as well as leading the club to the President's Distinguished Club status this year. Will the new EC members, starting with the SA, Sergeant at Arms. So whenever I call your name and your particular role, you just have to raise your right hand because we cannot stand here. So just raise your right hand when I say. So I will now describe the challenges and key responsibilities for each officer, beginning with Sergeant at Arms, SAA. So Toastmaster, 1 second, let me just get
Sounak.
Yeah. So Toastmaster Shaunak Dev.
Yeah. Yes.
As the Sergeant announced, you have to arrange the meeting location. You have to maintain the equipment in working order. You have to ensure that adequate club supplies are available. You have to set up the room before the meeting begins. You have to make all the relevant educational and PR materials. You have to attend to the special equipment needs. You have to greet the guests. You have to help the president to make sure that the meeting begins on time. So, Toastmaster Shaunak, will you perform these duties to the best of your capabilities?
Yes, I will perform and I will give my best effort to make each and every meeting successful.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Toastmaster Shaunak. I welcome you. I formally welcome you as the SA of the club. Let's give a big round of applause.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's now move to Toastmaster Money, who will be playing a treasurer's role. Toastmaster Money, do we have you? Yes. So Toastmaster Money, as the treasurer of the club, you have to keep the financial records and prepare the club budget. You have to announce when it's time for the members to pay their dues. You have to explain the due structure to the members. You have to collect dues. You have to work with the secretary to ensure that the club submits dues promptly on time. So, Toastmaster Money Bhushan, will you perform these duties to the best of your capabilities?
Yeah, sure. I will do this with my best, and I will learn even with the current treasurer what is the right now the pending in accounts, and then I will take over all the things.
Perfect. You at the end you just have to say yes, I will. So thank you, Toastmaster Money. Let us all formally welcome Toastmaster Money as the treasurer of Phoenix Toastmaster Club. So let us now move to the secretary of the club, Toastmaster Akashdeep. Do we have Akashdeep? Yes. So Toastmaster Akashdeep, as the secretary, you need to maintain an accurate membership roster and attendance. You have to submit the new club officer list to Toastmasters International by 30th of June. You have to work with the treasurer to ensure the new member application and dues get to Toastmasters International World Headquarters as soon as possible. You have to work with the treasurer to submit your club renewal dues to Toastmasters International on time. You have to provide the club with the minutes of meeting after each meeting. So Toastmaster Akashdeep, will you perform these duties to the best of your capabilities?
Yes, I will. I will definitely learn this role and give my best effort to this and help my team members in that election members and how to build my group and club in that.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Akashdeep. Let us formally welcome Akashdeep as the treasurer of the club.
Thank you.
Coming to the Vice President of Public Relations, Toastmaster Prashant Sahni. Do we have Toastmaster Prashant? Yes. So Toastmaster Prashant, as the VP of Public Relations, you have to attract visitors to the club through free publicity. You have to use a variety of means to promote the club in the community. You have to enlist your fellow club members in peer activities, providing them with promotional materials and ideas for inviting guests. You have to regularly recognize member achievements with methods such as announcements, newsletters, emails, and articles and submit in the form of newsletter. So Toastmaster Prashant, will you perform these duties to the best of your capabilities?
Yes, I will.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prashant. Let us formally welcome Toastmaster Prashant as the VP PR of the club. Coming to the Vice President of Membership, Toastmaster Tanweer Hassan. Do we have Toastmaster Tanweer? Yes. So Toastmaster Tanweer, as the Vice President of Membership, you need to lead the club's membership uh, building efforts to achieve the membership goal of 8 new members. While the VPPR motivates people to visit your club, you need to motivate the current members to invite guests. You need to promptly give new member application and dues to the secretary and treasurer. You have to personally greet and provide them with guest packets, including a membership application. You need to make sure each guest hears about the benefits of Toastmasters and gets a personal invitation to become a member. So Toastmaster Tanveer, will you perform these duties to the best of your capabilities?
Yes, I'll perform my best duty in favor of my Toastmaster, the next club.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanveer. I formally welcome you as the VPM of the Phoenix Toastmaster Club. Coming to Vice President of Education, Toastmaster Aditya Sharma. Toastmaster Aditya, as the Vice President of Education, you need to get commitments from members to set educational goals for themselves. You need to assure that club members are aware of schedule of meeting goals. You need to work with the club members to keep meetings fun and well run. You have to work with your members to ensure that they submit their applications for educational awards promptly. You have to provide the educational topics at the club meetings, such as those from successful club series, the better speaker series. You have to represent your club at area council meetings. That's very important. As the second highest officer, you need to preside over the meeting when the president is absent. So Toastmaster Aditya Sharma, will you perform these duties to the best of your capabilities?
Yes, I will.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. I formally welcome you as a Vice President of Education of Phoenix Toastmaster Club. All right. Coming to the man of the hour, the President of the Phoenix Toastmaster Club, Toastmaster Deven. So, as President of the club, you are the Chief Executive Officer. Thus, you need to preside at all the meetings and all meetings of the club executive committee. It is a challenge to see that this club adds new members and meets the needs of its current members as well. You have to establish a club climate that is supportive, stimulating, and rewarding for its members. You need to realize that among the resources that are available to you are your fellow club members, club officer team, club officers handbook, your area director, the division director, your district, your fellow district officers. So Toastmaster Devan, will you perform your role to the best of your capabilities?
Will, by best of my abilities.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devan. I formally welcome you as the president of the Phoenix Toastmaster Club.
Thank you.
So by the authority vested in me as your area director, it is my sincere pleasure to declare these Toastmaster officers installed in their respective club offices. I wish the new EC a very good luck, and I really hope that Phoenix will get to even greater heights. Back to the current president, Toastmaster Devan.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to say thanks to our area director, Toastmaster Shrey, our district director, Toastmaster Nimish, for their lovely wishes and gracing the occasion with their presence. And a big thank you to all the members and EC team of Phoenix Toastmasters. We are here to serve the people. As Shrey mentioned, that president is the chief executive officer, but I take it as a chief serving officer by following the Toastmasters motto of service leadership. I believe that the president's role is not the authoritative one. It is the one which has the responsibilities in it. As a president, I will make sure that I will work hand in hand with our EC team to make each and every meeting, each and every role the memorable one for its members and the guests. As a president, I will work hand in hand with our VP Education, Aditya, to organize the meeting with quality. I will work with Toastmaster Tanweer, who is the VP membership, to strengthen the membership of this club. I will work in making this club popular with the help of our VP PR, Toastmaster Prashant. I will work with our secretary, Toastmaster Akashdeep, to prepare a minutes and to prepare other formal things about this meeting. I will work with Toastmaster Bhushan in managing the funds of this club. I will work with Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Sounak, to ensure that every meeting goes smoothly and we follow the standard protocol of Toastmasters Internationals. Phoenix Toastmasters Club is the club which changed my life. I joined Toastmasters Club or the world 6 months back when I was not that good a speaker. But this club and its mentors, now they are two of them are director-elects, Toastmaster Rahul, Toastmaster Mansi, and our club coach, Toastmaster Umashankar. This all people guided me and all the other members. Now it is my turn to give back to the club and its member what I learned and got from this club. I will leave no stone unturned in making this club the best club in area and eventually in the district. And I need all of your support in doing that. And I'm sure that we will be able to work towards the development of each and every member and execute the quality meeting every week. A big thank you to all for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Now, I guess we is any guest left here, or I would like to hand over the vote of thanks to our district director, Toastmaster Nimish, and I will invite him to share a word or two if he wants to share with us about the Toastmasters, its motto, so that we all can be aligned with the goal of the organization. Over to you, Toastmaster Nimish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deven, for giving me a chance to speak something. I believe I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
All right. Thank you, Deven. Thank you, members of Phoenix Toastmasters. First of all, I would like to appreciate all members sitting here in this room for making sure that Phoenix Club is one of the best clubs, not just in District 41, but in the entire Toastmasters fraternity. You are a President's Distinguished Club, and that itself is a matter of pride and a privilege for all members of Phoenix Toastmasters. It will be my mistake if I do not mention these two names, Toastmaster Rahul Sharma and Toastmaster Umashankar. Just like the name Phoenix mentions, you started from a difficult situation and today you have come a long way. And that itself is what is a great learning for all members sitting here in this room. As a member, we joined Toastmasters to improve ourselves, to become a better public speaker or to become a better leader. From what we are, we should all move to a certain level. And what other example you need when you have your own club, which demonstrated because of your collective efforts, because of the efforts of your leaders, because of the efforts of the people who invested their time and energy. The club, what it was on July 1st, is not what you see at this point. From what it was to what it is today, it have grown significantly. Same is the growth that you all should focus. It might not be, or it is not possible to become a Shashi Tharoor or to become Barack Obama in a day's time. Just like we all know that Rome was not built in a day, it will take time for all of us to grow and learn new things in our Toastmasters journey. Never compare yourself with someone else because you are unique and you have a separate potential. But compare yourself with what you have done in the past and what you are today. Today you gave a speech and you made 5 mistakes, or you felt that these are the things that you could have improved. If you repeat the same mistakes, probably you did not improve. So going forward, my request or something that you can do is to challenge yourself. Now we are available in the online platforms. You can record your speeches. You can see what you're doing. You can have a clear analysis of the things that happened. And next time when you come in, you can improve it. Be it the role of surgeon at arms, or be it the role of an accounter, or be the timer. Innovate. Innovate in the best possible way you can. All of you can come up with that a new difference. In Toastmasters, we even provide platforms for people to compete, and that is what we call contests. But in a club, it is not a contest that is happening. You are challenging yourself to improve yourself every day. In last meeting, you as a VP Education did not prepare a proper agenda. Next meeting, let us make sure that I will have a better agenda. Last meeting as Surgeon at Arms, I could have done this. Next meeting, when I come, I will make sure that this thing will happen. So every meeting, you should analyze yourself and come up with a difference. I am sure with the set of leaders you have as of today, you must have learned many things. Going forward, you will have a new support from the district. I am sure all small things that I can do from my end, definitely I'll do. But it is not my support that matters a lot, but it is more about the leaders that you have here in this room. You have a new area director taking charge of the responsibilities, Toastmaster Rahul Sharma. And I must admit this fact, at least in the presence of all of you members. Toastmaster Rahul Sharma, I'm not very sure from where he started his journey, but I know that he was a member of South Delhi Toastmasters. Rahul, if you are there, South Delhi was your first club, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So today he is your area director. And the reason for his credit, or the reason why he traveled so far in this journey, is because of his dedication and the works that he delivered to Phoenix Toastmasters Club, the changes that he brought in. So to become a leader, you need not be someone who is of exemplary skills, what you think is the right. There are multiple skills and multiple activities that you can demonstrate to say that you can in fact grow as a leader in the journey. If you are here to learn or improve your communication skills, follow the Pathways program diligently. Make sure that you give speeches after every 2 or 3 weeks with repeated intervals. You have to give a speech. You have to take evaluations. If you think that tomorrow is the next time, or let me do it next week, if you postpone, if you procrastinate, then probably you might not get those results. If you want to improve yourself as a a leader, if you want to improve yourself as a communicator, then you should follow the due diligence to keep the intervals constant and to take up roles consistently. It's not like you taking up the role of a speaker today, after 2 weeks you taking up a speaker's role. That is perfectly fine, but you have to keep that intervals consistent. You take up the role of a speaker today, next speech after 3 months, no, it might not be right. So make sure that in consistent intervals, if it is not consistent, then there will be a drop in your learning. Speak, let you make mistakes. It is okay, but it is far better to express your mind in front of certain people. So come out of your comfort zones, deliver the speeches, take up the roles. Every small role, accountant, surgeon at arms, treasurer, whatsoever it is, be it the leadership role or the club meeting role, take it up with utmost pride and bring a difference. And I am sure that you all will do it. The past set of officers who completed their term today, including who will complete their term as of 30th of June, including our area director, Toastmaster Shrey Saxena, and every other leader, they played their best possible role, what they can. And to the incoming set of officers, you should now continue this legacy in the best possible way. Because of their consistency, their hard work, you have a club today, a club that which everyone in the entire Toastmasters community can be proud about. This was not the case. Now you have big shoes to fill in, and never quit from any of your decision. Life will come up with multiple challenges, and COVID is just one of these things. There are n number of challenges that you and I will face as we move forward. But it is how beautifully we tackle these challenges that matters. So collectively, as a team, if I just like Deven mentioned, if I decide that as if being a president, or in a similar manner, if I feel that being a district director is to sit on a throne and just to put out my mind out, then it might not be correct. But I should know what your thoughts are. What are what are things that we need to do so that you can improve your skills? And I am sure you all leaders can understand your members, and you will help them to grow, help them to improve in their communication and leadership journey. No matter even if you have 2 members or 3 members, make sure that on time you will conduct your meetings. That doesn't mean that you have a scope to conduct, go run the club with 2 members or 3 members. But never make that a practice to kind of let things go off, let things happen without any preparation. I'll tell you one small story. This might be a bad case study because I'm talking about myself. But I just want to say that one thing that happened to me, and probably that might be the reason, one of the reasons that I got the trust of members and I am the elected district director. When I started a club in 2016, there were so many clubs in Delhi. It was a challenging time. I used to fumble a lot. I used to make multiple mistakes. My grammar was so bad, and I must say that it is still bad, and I have a lot of space to improve. What happened there is we just had 7 members. Maybe Phoenix had Phoenix had 3 members, and from 3 to what it is what it is today, it's really commendable. So in my story, we started with 7 members, and only 7 members were present in the meeting room. It was challenging because every week we had to conduct the meetings, and if the funds were also going down day by day. Finally, we as executive committee members decided that we all will come with one extra speech. No matter if one speaker is not coming, we all will have one speech prepared so that we can deliver it whenever there is a need. So all of us made sure that we have one speech prepared. And if it is today's VP Education delivering it, next week if someone is skipping, it will be the VP PR with membership, sales and accounts, treasurer. So all of us had that one speech ready with us if any of us are missing or going to skip that meeting. Second thing, we made sure that all of us come before time, and the boards and everything that needs to be clearly written will be there on time. All of us, we ensured that this is happening, and we made a reminder calls. We ensured that all role players are coming. So all these things happened well in advance, and I'm sure that your team will do. So with that proper and systematic practice that we follow for 3 to 4 months, we created a change. And that change is kind of reflecting these days. If you have the passion, if you have the passion to create a change, then this is the best learning experience. There are many people across the globe who claims that a Toastmasters leadership program is far better than a business graduation program that what we might know as the MBA program that we learn in multiple universities. There are even probably in India the level that or the respect or the way we recognize the Toastmasters certifications is not that great. But I must say that if you go abroad, the Toastmasters leadership recognitions or the Toastmasters education recognitions are well recognized. Maybe someday we will also start accepting that, yes, this guy played the role of a secretary and he know how these things to be done. When you say MOM, when you say the executive committee, or when you say that the club records, constitution, bylaws, then these members should understand. And that is what you need to know in the coming 6 months. You cannot create a difference in one day. It will take 6 months. But you will stand tall for your service if you have a strong and active club when the next leadership takes charge. When the next leadership is doing their duties really well, then you can be proud that you did your job. If the next team is failing, then you must think that what happened or what went wrong. So you can be proud if you are current president, if you are a current VP, you can be proud because you have a strong team taking charge and you trust them because they will do their duties. And if you are the incoming president, incoming leaders, then keep that thing in mind that you will be remembered or your works will be appreciated when you leave a strong legacy. When the next team is going to perform better than you, then you can take credits of what you have done to the club. So make sure that it is not about you showing the credits or numbers, but about the incoming team excelling better than you. So if you have a team coming up who will challenge you, who will take the better heights, then I must say that you should be happy about it because you created a difference. All members of Phoenix Toastmasters, you can go and spread the value of Toastmasters amongst your community, friends and family, and try to create that change. Try to bring a change in their lives. We all know that people across are going through multiple emotions, downs and depressions. And we as Toastmasters is one platform where people talk, discuss, and open our hearts out. Bring them into these forums. Let them open their hearts. And you can probably create an impact. It is not a 30-minute speech or like the boring time or the boring speech that I give, but maybe one sentence of yours can create a difference in their lives. And just that one sentence can maybe something that probably you can create a new leader. So let us together work to create a difference. Thank you, and over to you, President-elect Deven.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nimish, for your wonderful guidance. There were many takeaways in your speech. We all should believe that success is the journey and not the destination. As this club was started, and in the March, we had only 4 members, and today we have a 23 members on roster. But it is just a milestone. We have to reach further to our destiny. From 23, we have to grow till 30, which will be the next milestone. And even after that, so that we will have all members and we need to increase our club meetings, number of meetings. And another takeaway which you said, that we should start right now instead of procrastinating and waiting for 3 months to give our next speech. As there is a famous Bond movie, Tomorrow Never Dies, we should believe in tomorrow never comes. And we should start right away, right today, right now, in taking any effort, be it a speech, be it a role, or be it the living or willingness to make this club the best in the district. With that note, I would like to officially end the meeting, but before that, I would like to give a chance to ask for a feedback and experience from our experienced Toastmaster Rahul and Toastmaster Umashankar. So first of all, our area director-elect, Toastmaster Rahul. Over to you, Toastmaster Rahul.
Thank you, Deven. Thank you so much. This Phoenix is collective effort of all of us, even of the Toastmaster community. What we as a team imagine, we can build this club, and we have. Let's set one more goal. make this club one of the finest club of entire district, and who knows, we can be the number one club in Toastmaster International. So let's aim high and add value in the life of members. Work hard on these skills because every member matters, and we can do that. Aim high, never settle for less. Thank you.
Toastmaster Umashankar, please share your valuable thoughts for our journey and way forward.
Thank you, Mr. President-elect. This is kind of emotional moment. The goals, the targets, the dreams we had about Phoenix Club. Now Rahul and me as a coach can see it happening on the stage. We have a good member strength. We have entire new EC, which is about succession planning. We are not part of it as a coaches. Entire new EC is there. The quality of the meetings are very good. It has been commended by all the guests. We have also introduced few modification considering the online meeting format so that maximum guests and members can participate. For example, we have got toast discussion, which is a kind of replica of group discussion. We also have round robin evaluation right after the speech. So the idea was that for a 2 hours online meeting, every person present in the meeting should have a speaking opportunity. Otherwise, the ROI, return on investment, is not there. So we are doing good on that part. What we can do better, we have already achieved. DCP goals, President Distinguished Club, which is the maximum height a club can achieve individually, but it's not the end of the journey for us. Now let's plan for Hall of Fame. What is Hall of Fame? This is the ultimate height any club can achieve, and there are very few in the entire district or international. So that should be the target for the new EC, and I would request them to pursue this target. Fast. Aggressively. Another thing is that look at the interest of the club members. Toastmaster is always about the members. It's not about the designation. It's not about anything else. The heart of the any Toastmaster club is their members. Encourage them, give them more learning opportunity in terms of public speaking, in terms of leadership, and one day all of them will be just passionate, just motivated like me, Rahul, or Nimish. You can say him. He is currently PQD, then he is DD elect. So the passion gets into your DNA and then it reflects there. I also feel honored when someone says that, oh, Umashankar, you are the Phoenix Club coach. So that's a new kind of recognition, or the new, people now know me by, Phoenix, although I have other things to flaunt that I'm in Toastmaster, it's been 11 years and things like that. And soon I'm going to finish my DTM journey as well. But this kind of thing that you are the club coach of Phoenix, which has successfully transformed into from something to something else, that's quite fulfilling, emotional and happy moment for me. For all of us. And thank you very much, Deven, for giving the time. I wanted to share my thoughts as well. Good platform. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Umashankar. And thank you. Yeah, it's rational to get emotional, but don't feel so. We will never let you feel retired or off the duties. We will always pester you with anything and more suggestions from you to improve the qualities. Okay. With that note, I would like to thank all the people present here. A special thanks to Nimish, our district director, and Shrey, the area director, and all the Phoenix member who came here on a Sunday morning and graced the occasion. With that note, I officially conclude this meeting. Thank you guys. Stay safe and take care of yourself. Bye.
And we have the EC members staying behind for a couple of minutes, including Uma and Rahul. Do we have all the EC members? We need...
Guest Omkar, you may wish to leave now. Guest Kusum.
Have we taken feedback from the guests?
From my point of view, sir, the
We
platform
can.
is very good.
That's what time. Okay.
Yes,
We
please,
can
Omkar, please share your
Want that
feedback.
to give a feedback. I request guests if they can share their feedback. Kusum, Himanshu, if they can share their feedback.
Sir, hi, sir. I am Omkar. From my point of view, the platform is very good, and I learn so much thing in this platform. In future, I will learn more words, and my confidence level is so increased. So I definitely improve myself in future. Thanks for
Great.
the Phoenix team.
Thank you, Omkar. Thank you so much.
Yes, Kusum, your feedback, please.
Sure. Actually, me also happy to join this group. I also learn a lot. Like though it was forcefully, randomly my name was there. So you have to say something. I was nervous a little bit. I was nervous at the time, but I feel good. Even I speak, though it was just for 1 minute, but I speak. I try to speak, and it's a good practice. I'm very thankful for such things. Thank you.
So apologies for putting you on the spot, but as you yourself accepted that you were
Yes.
hesitant, and after speaking, you felt
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah.
it is the
Yeah.
motto of Toastmasters to
Yeah.
provide
Yeah.
this knowledge. Looking
Yeah. I
forward for
guess.
more for you to join more meetings.
I guess the motivation actually, I feel I will never take the initiative to say something by myself. I can't. But when you say you have to say something, then only I'm able to say something. I'm very thankful to this. Thank you. It's such a good practice. Thanks.
Feeling is mutual. We hope you will join more of our meetings and become a member
Yeah,
soon.
sure. Yeah,
Yes,
sure, sure.
Himanshu, please, your feedback.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So I would like to thank all of you to like organize these kind of meetings where everyone can share their views, everyone can improve upon their skills. Uh, I think I'm looking forward to join more of the meetings and become a member soon. So yeah, that was a great that's a great platform to actually improve. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Looking forward for you to join more meetings.
Yeah.
Thank you, Omkar, Kusum, and Himanshu for joining. Hope to see you on next Sunday. We will share the meeting details in the guest group.
Thank you, sir.
Are all the EC members there?
Guest Kusum, you may wish to leave now because apologies if I am sounding rude, but actually we have to discuss.
No, 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 no. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Thank you for the group. Thank you for
Thank you,
joining me in
Kusum.
such a group. Thanks, Rahul. Thanks for suggestions.
Kusum, if possible, invite Naveen as well someday. He can just see how Toastmaster meeting happens.
Actually, today he is going on job at
Okay,
6.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So he is going. I'm just preparing the. Now I will prepare the dinner for him.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now goodbye.
Bye bye. Good
Goodbye.
night.
Thank you. Good night.
Also, I request Aditya if he can stop the meeting, stop recording the
Recording.
meeting because